Well, hi guys. It's Saturday the 10th or 11th of May, I don't know which. And I'm going to be putting the fuel tank back in. Of course, it's backwards right now. So I got to turn it around, get it under there, get it on the jack, and see if I can't kill myself putting this thing in. So, I'm getting back to work on blue. It's too wet to do anything else. I got things kind of caught up, and now it's time to get kind of back on this. I'm trying to get everything lined up to make this go a lot easier. So, hang on. We'll be back here in a minute. Oh, hi guys. I thought I had got video when I was under here fighting with this tank, but apparently I pushed the wrong button, so I didn't get any video of putting this tank in, but it's up in there now. And anybody that's ever fooled with one of these tanks will tell you how much fun this is, especially when you're doing it by yourself. But the tank is in. You can see it there. Help with the floor jack and a block. And I spent probably 2.5 hours trying to get that fuel neck, fuel hose right there, hooked back to the tank. It's on. The breather's on. I just got to tighten the clamp up, and I got to figure out how to get up in there to do that. Now, intermixed with all this loveliness, I've been to the neighbors 3 times down the road today to pull her and the lawnmower out of the mud. 3 different times. It's 3 o'clock right now, and I just got started laying underneath the truck here, and she called. I said I'll be there in a minute, so me and load a bunch of chains in the back of the truck. I had to stretch the chain from about here to the no-till drill out there. Maybe from here to the header to pull her where I was on solid ground with the truck. Got that done, come back up here. Got back into it. About a half an hour later she called, she had stuck again. Stop what I'm doing, go down there, do that. Got back up here. Dad decided he wanted to cut grass. And I said no. He said, yeah, I know what I'm doing. Can't argue with that. So, Dad's out there mowing. It's muddier than podunk. Wet. My feet are soaked from slopping through mud already. Had to go get him gas for the lawnmower, henceforth the can. Got the weed eater out. I did a little weed eating over there, the other side of the building. Had to have a new cigar, fresh cigar. So I got him one. And called again, went down and got her out, got back, had to pull Dad out. I'm just about to call it a day. Tired of dragging chains across the yard, lugging them around and pulling lawnmowers out. Oh, there he is. Between all that and this is kind of whooping my butt. It's always fun when you try to get your arm between the drive shaft and the fuel tank and it just does fit, you know, and you gotta try to get up and over the tank to do something. I wish my arms were about half the size and twice as long. I might have been able to do this easier. But fuel tank is back in. I'm going to climb back under it in a minute and see if I can't figure out how to get the fuel neck, the hose clamp on it tight. And it'll be done. And I'll worry about putting fuel on it later. This is kicking my butt today. Like I said, this is not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. As you can see, she's rather dusty. Crusty and dusty. Oh, we'll be back here in a bit, guys. It's just been a long, long day so far. I'll be back here in a minute. Well, hi guys. I just literally got done putting the final touches on the fuel tank here and getting that neck back there. You can see that on that tank. Turned out to be a real fun job. I had to take it loose up here and wiggle through that 2-inch opening there between the frame and the bed rail to get it on. Then I became a contortionist to get the screw tightened back up. That was real fun. I had run a ground strap from the top of the sending unit over to here. There is the yellow wire there, big one, is a ground strap that goes to the fuel tank, and the other black one here, you can see that goes to that center sending unit to hopefully it's got a ground now, and I'm hoping my fuel gauge works, even though, as you can plainly see, it says full right now, and there's not even a battery in the truck. So I'm really hoping that solves my fuel tank issue. We'll see when I get the battery back in and get everything hooked up. I hope it works. It's kind of like one of those things, you remember something for whatever reason, it jogs your mind and you think about it. Someplace on the hump there under the dash there was a set of wires. I remember saying to myself, I need to hook those up, and I don't know if I ever did. So I've kind of got to investigate under the dash to see if I can find that plug to get that all done. When I do, then I'm going to get all this lovely mess out of here. I'm going to set the center console in. Well, I'll probably clean the floor paint or this thing good, scrub it, and then get the center seat of the center section of the seat console put in, And then I got to make a bracket to go from here to here to tie into this hole and this hole. I didn't know when I bought the seats that there was a special bracket that I should have got with that. You know, didn't think anything in the world about it. So, oops, my mistake. But, as I said, I'm getting back on this thing. As far as I know now, everything under the cab is hooked up. All the fuel lines, the fuel tank, the wiring, all that is done. So now I can concentrate on getting everything for, well, get the seats done, then the inside of the cab is done, and it's going to be figure out what doors I'm using, if I'm using this set, the red ones, or if I take the ones off of yellow over there and replace yellow's doors with the blue ones up there because they're like new. I honestly don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to figure it out, get it done. If I switch them, I switch them. If I don't, I don't. I don't know what I'm going to do. The red door there needs a lot of little body work done to the door shell. There's a ding, a dent right on that line. There's another one here. There's a couple more around where the door is. The mirrors hook up, and the one down there. So I just soon not use this door. It's a good skin, you know, it's good shaped door, but I think I can get better. That's figure that out after, you know, later. I've still got stuff like the heater hoses here. The heater hoses get replaced. I got to figure that lovely mess out to replace that. New heater hoses because there's spots like that where it's rubbed, so we'll replace them. Just a lot of little things that have to be done before I even think about putting fenders on it. Before I do that, I got to have the doors on. So the doors, seats, then the doors, then out here. Yeah. So that's the game plan. The hard part is done now. Getting all the underside done and hooked up and everything, you know. Yeah. Once I get the inside of the cab, which is literally the seats, find out if I got a wire unhooked, get that done, put the seats in, clean it back up, get a set of doors put on it, and the cab itself will be done. Then it's just from there out. And I got to have doors on. Well, it'll be doors, then the cowl piece here. And then get the weather stripping put back around, the chrome strip put right back around that. Then the fenders, because you got to have, no, that's got to be off to put the fenders on. So, but you got to have the doors on and adjust it up before you put the fenders on. That way you can adjust the fenders to match the door line. You know, you got to marry it all together a little at a time. It takes a lot of adjusting. And then, once I get the fenders on, get all this loveliness put back together here, and it'll be get it started. Yeah, like I say, there's lots to do here yet. So there's a lot of work yet to do, especially for one person. So and I ain't figured out how I'm going to put the hood back on by myself, but I'll do it. At any rate, guys, we'll see you next time. And as always, please comment, rate, and subscribe. Like I say, I'm back on it, and hopefully we can get this done. So we'll see you next time, guys.